morning.
Good morning.
You are still so lovely and brown. Look how pale I look, especially after my week.
You know what it is? Where I'm sat, the sun's really on me, so it's probably giving me a bit more of a healthy glow. But how are you feeling anyway? Because you haven't been very well, have you, since my birthday?
Oh my gosh, I feel $1 million. Right, have you ever been like really ill, if you've had like a bug or the flu, and the minute you start to feel better, you feel like you can take on the world because you've been that ill? Because that makes sense.
It's so horrible when you're unwell in general, and then especially when you've got kids as well. It's like it's the worst thing, isn't it? It's horrible.
So last week, Thursday, Friday, Rosie's off sickness bug. She's given it to Edward. Edward's had it. Paul's had it so bad, bless him. He was off school since Monday. He's only gone back in today. We're recording this on a Friday. And he's only going to do half day, so I'm going to pick him up at 1:30. And then I was kind of doing well, wasn't too bad. And then obviously we went to Soho Farmhouse for your birthday for the night. And I felt a little bit, my tummy didn't feel right the day we left to go there even. Anyway, on the way home from Soho Farmhouse the following day, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And so for the last 2 days, I've had this sickness and diarrhea, basically. Sorry, I don't like to be thingy, but it has been horrendous. And Paul's away with work. So my housekeeper, Catherine's been amazing. She's been helping me in the mornings, but obviously all in the afternoons and in the night times when it's worse, because they're all like, at one night, Paul was sick and it was everywhere, like all over the bed, all over the carpet.
Clearing up the sick is so hard.
Honestly, I'm not surprised I was going to get it at some point because it's so contagious, isn't it? It could just be like in air pockets, this sickness bug. Anyway, so, oh my gosh, I do look really pale. Today though, so yesterday I had an IV drip and then I had a couple of B12 shots. And I'm not just saying it, because obviously your body is so dehydrated and depleted of everything. I was like, I need to get better quick. Like I can't actually be ill because actually mum's coming later, thank God. Anyway, it has helped me so much. So I slept last night, woke up this morning and I had such a spring in my step because obviously my body's hydrated again from like being completely depleted. I mean, the only good thing I can say from it is that my stomach feels quite flat. But I've got no appetite.
That's the silver linings, isn't it? When you have a sickness bug, you do feel like, oh, I've lost a few pounds.
I literally have just felt rubbish. No. But today's good, and I feel like this weekend I can just get back on track. But yeah, and I also this morning have you ever heard of those like red light sunbeds?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like you can still tan from them, but they've got the red light in them. I think I told you before on here. So I had one of those this morning as well. Tried to give me a bit of a vitamin D boost, but yeah, I'll be fine.
I'm glad you're on the mend anyway.
Let's talk about your birthday.
Oh, the birthday. Oh, it was so much fun. We had the best time, didn't we?
Best time. Honestly, it was brilliant. We went to Soho Farmhouse. Billie organised the whole thing. And yeah, take it away. It was so good.
Well, we got there early, didn't we? Not early. We got there probably about 11:30. We all left straight from the school run, and it was me, my mum, and my friend Jerry. We left together, and then Samantha met us there. And we got there. We had lunch, and then we had a few drinks. We had a little cycle around, didn't we? Because you get these bikes there, and it was freezing, but it was actually a really bright, sunny day.
The cycling lasted 5 minutes because we was all freezing.
We were so cold, wasn't we? We was like, back to the bar. Yeah. And then they do this thing there, it's called Lazy Lake Experience. And basically it's like these hot tubs outside, and then you can use all like the different saunas, steams and everything else. And we just didn't stop laughing, did we? It was like we had the giggles all day. Oh, I'd booked us all to have a face gym done, right? So I don't know if anyone's ever heard or had a face gym, but I had one last time I was there, and I was so impressed with it. Like, I just thought it's such a good, like, nice, non-invasive treatment that actually you see the difference to straight away. Like, it's all like a face massage, and you're sort of sat in this chair, like tilted back a bit, and then they put I think it's like electric something, isn't it, on your face, like a massage tool.
You're like electric currents. But what they do is how they explain it is face gym is not like a therapeutic. It's like a workout for your face. That's how they sell it. So basically, they're like really fast movements, massaging the muscles in your face, almost like you're giving your face a workout, like if you've gone to do a strength class or something. So like afterwards, your whole face feels like completely lifted, almost like you've done 100 squats or something for your bum. I don't know. And like your eyebrows, like everything's lifted. But I mean, I love people touching me anyway. So like it was still relaxing, even though it was like all fast movements on the face. Actually, there was this point where she was like really deep in my cheek and like lifting up the muscle. And I was like, that feels so good. Like no one's ever done that to me before. Do you know, like got their thumbs into your cheekbone. I'm like, that's just never been done before. It was amazing.
Because I think as well, I hold a lot of tension in my jaw. I think you do as well, Mate. You grind, don't you?
I grind my teeth at night, so yeah.
And it's almost like it releases like everything, and then like honestly straight away. So me and Samantha went first, and then we went back to our room because we hadn't checked in our room yet because it was like we couldn't check in till 4, so we went back to the room. Then Mum and Jerry went to have theirs done. We got to the room. It was so lovely, wasn't it? It was like
it was amazing. It was so cozy
cabin / cottage. It was so nice. And then we all got ready, didn't we, for the night in the room. We went for dinner, had a couple of drinks, and then went back to the room. And we had like a bit of we was just dancing, wasn't we? Music, a few drinks. It was just so fun, wasn't it? We just didn't stop laughing.
It was only the 4 of us, but we was going through the playlists, just dancing. And actually, what was really good about the room is that it was fully stocked, whatever drink you wanted. There was like mixers and things for cocktails. There was like wine, prosecco, or gin and tonics, whatever we wanted. But actually, you and I was drinking water. We was being quite clever, wasn't we? Because we sort of drank all day.
We'd had like cocktails across the day, hadn't we?
Yeah, I noticed that me and you was like, right, okay. We went on to the cans of water,
and then we had cheese on toast. Jerry made cheese on toast.
Yeah, but no, it was such a fun. And then we woke up in the morning, had breakfast, and I mean, I had to get off, like to get back for the kids. But it was just amazing. I actually can't wait to go back again. It was a shame that it was freezing, but it wasn't stopping us from having fun.
I think we'll probably go back again in the summer as well. But it was so like, you know, like just chilled fun. You know, sometimes when you do the London thing, you're sort of on the go and you're having to really get dressed up. Like there, you can just be cash, can't you, if you want to, and like chill out. And
well, that's it. We got quite dressed up for the dinner, didn't we? We had like heels. Well, we had like heeled boots on. I had like leather trousers and like a long sleeve top and stuff. But when you're in there, you know, there is people just in jeans and trainers. And that's what's so nice about it. It's very casual. And I love that because, especially in winter as well, the last thing you want to do is get really dressed up. It's just so nice to be like cozy and warm. But yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Loved it.
It was really good fun. I'm trying to think. I mean, it was just all funny. We was just like... You know, I looked around at the room, right, and we was all like dancing, like doing all mad, silly dance moves and this and that. But I was really laughing. Like, I wonder, you know, like the difference of a girls' night to a boys' night. You know, like it's just, we was just being silly, wasn't we? Like all in our pajamas, like doing all silly dancing and...
No, because Mum was talking about this TikTok live thing that she's going to do with Minnie's Boutiques. Then we had this TikTok thing in our head. But remember, Mum was like, tip-top, whatever she called it.
TikTok. No, we did actually attempt a TikTok challenge, didn't we? But we didn't really...
Yeah, it didn't kind of work. In the end,
happen.
We tried so many times that I think we was all exhausted from doing it. So we stopped.
Yeah. And
then instead we was just dancing around. And I actually put quite a funny video of Mum dancing on my Instagram story.
Yeah. Vanilla baby.
Yeah, it was funny. But we didn't quite pull off the TikToks this time. I think probably was too many cocktails involved. But we'll have to do it at the beginning of the trip next time we do it.
We should learn from that. But yeah, no, it was really good fun, wasn't it? And then... we just went back the next day, and I met, like, obviously, Mav, you left a bit before us. We went back to the room, packed our stuff up, and we all laid on the bed for like half an hour. And Jerry actually fell asleep and was snoring on the bed.
No.
And I was like, what? Yeah, he was like, wake up. Anyway,
that's what I could have done.
It was actually a bit dangerous because
gosh,
we laid on that bed, and we was all like, oh my goodness, I could literally just do another day here now, like just laying about. drinking cups of tea.
And obviously that was the start of maybe the bug for me.
It's probably where you was coming down, not feeling
Yeah.
it. When I got home, it was like back to reality straight away. Like kids were back from the school, like and
same.
it was like, oh.
Well, actually, Gaynor had the kids, and then what I did was Gaynor left when I got home, so she went back, and then I went and done the school run, and I had the 3. That night I really struggled because that was the night when the bug came on me. So I was like, basically, considering how tired I was probably up and like in the bathroom most of the night till about 3 a.m. So yesterday I was like dead to the world. It was awful. I'd done the school run, came back home, and instantly I called one of those emergency vitamin drips. I was like,
really?
I need a drip.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, well, there's the one that I use around here is called Get a Drip, but I think that they're everywhere. I don't know.
That's such
I feel like
idea.
it's
I never thought of that.
Yeah, and honestly, they're really good. And most of the time, when you call them, they could be to you within a couple of hours, and they just come to your house and set
Wow,
up.
I feel like I need one of those.
Honestly, I can't tell you what it does for you. From how I was yesterday to how I was this morning, even last night before I went to bed, I felt so much better. It like just.
Is it where it's intravenous? Like
yeah, you have it in your arms. I have mine here. And you just lay there. It's only a sharp prick for a second. And then once it's in, you don't move.
How long's it in for?
Hour.
Oh, see, it makes you feel a bit weak thinking about it. I'm terrible with things like that.
And then I had B12. That hurts.
Oh, yeah. I've had one of them years ago, right? I had it in my bum.
So I think they really hurt because it's straight into the muscle.
Oh, yeah. I had one years ago and I never had one since.
The little needle in the vein is a sharp prick, but that's it. That I had a dead arm all night. I was like,
but then you think, you know what I start doing? Because you know I'm one of these, I pass out blood tests. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
But I start overthinking. Like when I have a blood test, I start thinking about the blood leaving the body. And if I had that, I really want one of those drips. Then I'm going to think about it going into the. Oh,
yeah, but the blood doesn't leave your body when you have an IV drip.
No, of course it's going. It's like stuff going in.
Just do it. If you feel like you need it, it's really good.
I'd love to get one of those.
I don't think they work. Personally, I don't think that they're long term. Like, I still think you should be taking your vitamins and minerals in between. But I think for a quick, weekly, like for a week to help you fix and get better.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Like the kids have gone back to school. Everyone's getting unwell again. Like I had a terrible night last night. I don't know what's going on with my body. So my legs, I had the restless leg syndrome so bad. Like so bad to the point it was keeping me up all night.
I told you need magnesium.
I've started taking magnesium, right? And actually like I've been having really good sleep apart from last night. Is that
Come
Edward?
On. Yeah. Come on then. I'm talking to Auntie.
Edward.
Look.
Hello.
Mummy's just working. And then we're going shops, aren't we? Auntie, did you hear that?
Auntie. Yeah.
Say Auntie.
I miss you.
Yeah, you can't hear her. Why don't you go get a snacky? Yeah? And then me and you are going to go shops. We need to... Auntie, yeah.
Auntie, yes.
We need new bath toys. We're going to get some new ones, aren't we?
Oh, that's exciting. Auntie.
Yeah, Auntie.
Yeah.
Right, go and get us a snack. Come on.
Do you know what? I think that's the first time I've heard him say Auntie properly.
Yeah, so I would recommend an IV chip.
So you feel much better. That's the main thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I'd love to have one actually. I feel like I need one.
Yeah, you should do
definitely
one.
something lingering.
Speaking of trips and birthdays, we've got a real quick Would You Rather birthday edition. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'll read them out because of your eyes, and then we'll both answer at the same time. Okay?
Okay.
A night in a fancy hotel with a spa, or a 48-hour trip to Paris.
48-hour trip to Paris.
Definitely. A surprise birthday party organised by your partner, or plan it yourself.
Surprise.
By the partner. I like a surprise. Yeah. I like
So
a surprise.
do I. Love a surprise.
Have a breakfast in bed to celebrate, or go out for a fancy meal.
Oh, breakfast in both.
Yeah, both.
I feel I'd love. Right, do you know what? One of my wishes for my birthday. I think you got to do it because your birthday was on a Saturday this year or a Sunday. But I said, "Oh, I'd love to have a lay-in, just have tea in bed." But my birthday was a Monday, so I was up doing all the same stuff, and I couldn't even go back to bed. It's just not me. If I'm in, like, if I'm up, I'm up. But
no.
I'm going to say breakfast in bed because I'd love to do it. It's so unusual for us, isn't it?
I had it. It was lovely. Breakfast in bed, definitely.
Heaven.
Get no presents or get no birthday cake. No cake.
Oh, no birthday cake.
We'll go for the present.
Give me the presents.
Yeah. Have to spend every birthday at home or have it rain every year on your birthday.
My always rains pretty much. Actually, mine was quite nice this year, but
our birthdays are in the winter, so it doesn't make much difference to us.
No.
Doesn't make much difference. Okay, we also have a dilemma today. Right, here goes.
Okay.
Hi, Sam and Billie. Please can you talk about what your babies eat? My 1-year-old doesn't eat much and we have a lot of food refusal. I'd love to hear from you about weaning and if you have any tips for a struggling mama. Right, okay, so do you want to start?
We're both going to have different, probably, experiences, aren't we? Because all children are different, aren't they? And I think it's like everything we do these days as mums, as anyone. I think we compare a lot because we see a lot on social media and on adverts and on podcasts, whatever. Like we do constantly compare, don't we? And think, oh, my child's not doing that. Should they be doing that? And you question yourself, don't you?
Do you know what as well? Like one. Yes, it's obviously like the weaning stage. You can introduce all different kinds of foods. But mine at 1 was still very much on breast milk as well. So like I feel like you shouldn't worry too much about, making sure they're eating all day and 3 big meals a day because their stomachs are still actually growing and milk is sufficient enough at the age of 1. Like, obviously, you want to introduce bits and bobs, that's fine. But I just think don't stress yourself out because the baby's still a baby and milk is enough at that age. So there's bangings, there's the carpets are going in on the stairs. I just think that all mine were different, really. Like, I always remember little Paul being a fantastic eater when I was weaning. Rosie very much only still wanted milk around that stage, which is okay. So, like, I don't think you should feel the pressure to, like, make sure they're eating 3 meals a day with all the ingredients in. I just would introduce little bits as you go along. Like, your baby's more than anybody else, every child is different as well. And what I find works really well is like just doing more like little and often with things rather than doing bigger meals. Because I still feel like when a child's 1, they're still a baby. And they're still, their tummies are still building. They've not got everything like, they haven't got all of their protection and their guts like still yet. It's all still growing, So I just think like introduce little bits. And even if it is a bit of banana or, I don't know, a bit of pureed something, like don't feel like they have to be on some like superhuman diet at that age because it's still a baby.
See, I think obviously all babies, all children are different, and like there's obviously always going to be certain things that we don't love and that you'll learn to know they don't like and they might refuse. But I would say my advice is from a young age to try and introduce to them as much as you can, as many different vegetables, fruit, like meats, fish. That's just my opinion and advice. I've always given Nelly, Arthur and Margot pretty much. I've tried them with so many different like fish, chicken, like a bit of beef, like different pastas, vegetables, and like luckily they've all been really good eaters. But Nelly was probably a slightly more fussier eater, and I haven't done anything different with her to what I did with Margot and Arthur. Arthur and Margot have been great eaters. Like Margot, literally, she loves everything. She's a real foodie. She just loves everything. But she doesn't like bananas, actually. She's not a massive fan of bananas, which is quite unusual, isn't it, for a baby? But I think just for advice, I'd just say keep trying as many different recipes and snacks and things as you can, because like you say, they might not necessarily want like a big meal, but they might, it will get you to know what they do enjoy and what they don't.
Yeah, and I just feel like, obviously, by the sounds of the dilemma, that she probably feels a little bit worried and stressed that, you know, he's not eating. Like, don't panic. Your baby's 1. Like, if the baby was 2.5, then maybe you'd have to, you know, revisit it. But because he's still 1, it's not a big problem. You know, it's. I just think that there's so much out there. Oh, we have to wean from 4 months old. Like, I don't think that information should be as big as that, because I do feel like milk is sufficient enough for a child in those early months, you know, like,
yeah,
we're always sort of pressured into like weaning so early. I don't know why, because back in the day, like, kids were milk fed, breastfed, whatever, till around 2 before they started weaning. You know, it's all these different.
But I've got to say, I weaned Margot at 3 months because she had reflux, and that really helped with her reflux. So I started giving Margot just a tiny little bit in the mornings of baby porridge, which I know what you're saying, like, but actually a lot of people would say that's wrong, because they actually they advise you now most of the time not to wean until they're 6 months. But again, this is what I'm saying, it's so complex because all children and babies' needs are different.
Yeah.
But I think my only advice would be to try and introduce as many different foods as you can at this younger age, because otherwise, if they don't, and it's kind of like ways of hiding it, isn't it? Like chopping it all up, like the broccoli, the Brussels, or whatever else. Like,
a good leftover roast is a good one.
Oh, that is one of Margot's favourite dinners.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
With a little bit of gravy, like she loves it. Like, but it is. I think it's just like, it is hard, because I can imagine if your baby is refusing a lot of food, you do think, oh, they're not, getting enough nourishment and vitamins and everything. But like you say, when they're that young, they get so much still from their milk, whether it's formula or breast, they're still getting everything they actually need to be healthy.
Well, it's quite a good topic, actually. So if anyone has any advice or any stories, write into us on Instagram, and it'd be good to share it, because I'm sure many mums are in the same position.
Yeah, of course.
Right, okay, so let's go on to Ask Us Anything. Have you been watching Love Island All Stars? Who are your favourite Love Islanders of all time? I haven't watched it. Have you?
It doesn't feel as exciting. Like, I've not been like, because I do usually love Love Island as well, but it doesn't feel like, oh my God, I've got to watch it because I want to see who's the new characters, because it's obviously ones that have already been in. But it's a good concept.
Yeah, and the problem is it's not a problem, but people that have already been on it and then go in it again, they completely understand how the show works. So I always feel like then they have like an understanding of it, and I think they're onto, you know what I mean? Like, so they already understand what tasks
the dynamic
are coming
of it, and
how to get the screen time, how to work it a little bit. There's always that kind of element to the All Stars. But no, I haven't watched it, but I'm sure it's doing well. I think the other part of that question was, who are your all-time favourites? Oh, do you know who always stands out for me? Was it Obi? Was that his name?
Oh, yeah.
I really liked him in Love Island. The basketball player. Obi.
Obi.
Me with names. Obi. I feel like he was a really good character. Person on Love Island. Yeah. He was really good. Gosh, I can't really think. Like, there's been loads, isn't there, over the years?
You know which one was really good? The one with like Olivia Atwood. Who else was in that one? That was a really good Love Island. Was it
Kem?
Was it Maura? Was they all in?
No,
they all in that same
that
one?
one was Molly May, Maura, Francesca Allen. Obviously,
that was that was a really
Tommy
good Love
Fury.
Island. But the one with Olivia in, that was a great Love Island.
That was really good. That was with Amber Davis was in it. Was it Chris who Olivia was with? I'm sure
Chris,
Ken was in that one.
Ken,
Yeah.
that was a really good Love Island. That was brilliant. That was one of the earlier ones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was probably... It's like anything, isn't it? Like when, like the first few, I think everyone's just so themselves and like...
And actually,
just going for it.
most of a good handful of the Islanders from that series are still doing well today.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the issue that you have, unfortunately. Now it's quite saturated where so many Islanders go on each year. You've really got to shine through to kind of make it, haven't you? It's so much pressure because I feel like a lot of them... Yeah, okay, maybe a majority, some of them are looking for love, but I also do think that a lot of them probably want fame from it, you know, and to have a career out of it.
Of course, yeah.
And there's so many of them. But anyway, I look forward to watching the summer one, for sure. Okay, what are your go-to healthy meals at the minute? Mine's my slow cooker. I love it. Sorry, this is so loud.
Same. Oh my gosh, I've still haven't posted my chicken cassie reel. And I made it, no, it's really funny. I made a beef cassie last night.
Oh, nice. I
really
literally put in 2 lamb shanks, filled it up with water. I put carrots, garlic, celery, onion, potato, whatever you want. I put a bit of rosemary in there. Put it on for 8 hours. I put it on first thing and then had it for the meat is so tender and just falls off the bone. Like, I just don't think, like, I know it's winter, so everything's a little bit, I just think you can't go wrong with a slow cooker. Like, it just cooks the meat to perfection.
Yes.
Especially these winter months.
So good. And also all of the, and like all the vegetables you can put in. I literally put everything in. And when I mean, both the kids, me, Greg and the baby.
Yeah.
Like, we all eat it, and like you could chop it all up for the baby, and it's so like, it's full of goodness, isn't
all
it?
goodness.
Well?
That's exactly what we
Such
do.
a good
so
dinner.
I would say that.
And also, just another little thing that I made yesterday. I was actually quite proud of myself yesterday. Done a little bit of meal prep, and which I never really get time to do. Always, really, I think to myself, I should do this the night. I should do this before I go to bed, so I'm prepared for the next day. I just made up like a tuna.
Yeah.
I done like tuna. It was tuna, like low fat sour cream, salt, pepper, a little bit of lemon, red peppers, onions, tomatoes. What else did I put in it?
Sounds delicious.
Oh, celery.
Yeah.
And I mixed it all up, and it was like a tuna crunch. And I had it on, you know, like those thin Warburton protein bagels.
Ooh.
They're so nice, the little thin seedy ones. I had that for lunch with some lettuce in it, and it was so tasty. Like, just very, like, plain, like not plain, very like easy, if you like, but it was just really nice.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
To be fair though, it's probably not quite, it does fill you up for like a couple of hours, but then like a couple of hours after that, Nanny Liz turned up with sausage rolls, and I had a sausage roll.
Yeah, but you can't refuse a Nanny Liz sausage roll.
No, and she was like, they're still hot. I was like, oh, I must have one with a cup of tea then, Nan.
Oh, delicious. So good. Right, okay, so another question. Sam, do you think Paul would want Chatty to get Paul tattooed on him? No.
Oh my God.
But you know what's so funny? So
That's a good point, actually.
Has he got Greg?
He's had Greg. It's so silly.
Yeah, Paul would not mind at all and probably would rather not.
Yeah, it would. I don't think Paul lose sleep over that one.
So what's really funny is Dad's 70th is coming up this year. Greg has helped Dad organise a 70th birthday party to Benidorm.
No. Sorry, if you was to say it to Greg would say, no, I'm a carer. Greg goes, I'm not. This is not counting as one of my boys' trips, by the way. I'm going as a carer.
With all the OAPs. Anyway, and as you all know, Greg's always up for these type of things. He has a laugh, and Greg and Dad do spend a lot of time together and go out and things. But it's so funny because I've said to Paul, you have to go. It's my dad's 70th. And Paul is going to go, but
Can't get out
I would
of it.
love to be a fly on the wall with what goes on in Benidorm.
Honestly, can you imagine Benidorm?
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be right up Paul's street.
Carnage. So it's going to be from like 80-year-olds to like, I don't know, maybe a few, like what,
20,
late 20s, 30s.
Yeah, the age range. Imagine what the combined age is going to be.
Stop. It's going to be hilarious, honestly. So funny.
Yeah, Greg's been Greg's really like, he's been, him and Dad, I think I said to you tonight at the weekend, they was in the kitchen the other day looking at hotels and rooms, and Greg was like, oi, this one's got a swim up pool. And I was like, why are you so extra? Like, he was like, oh, I've got to get this. I've got to speak to Sam. I was really laughing. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, that's going to be entertaining.
We might have to get them on the podcast after Benidorm to find out all the antics, because that would be a funny one.
That's a good idea, actually.
Okay, we've got time for one more Ask Us Anything. What's the best beauty tip you learned from your mum or your nan? Oh, mum's never really been. Actually, when you think about it, mum's never really worn a lot of makeup ever. Mum's only really worn more makeup as she's got older. Yeah, hasn't she?
And also, mum's never been one of those that has like goes for a blow dry, has beauty treatments and facials. But if you actually think about it, right? Okay, like because of the nature of our jobs, sometimes on shoots or events we have to get our hair and makeup done. But generally, I wouldn't really say I'm one of those people that loves a, like.
Right, I was just going to say, right, going off topic, that my nails have been like this for 2 weeks now. I'm fed up of going to the nail shop.
Oh,
honestly, it's such a chore. I mean, I know that this doesn't look good.
Finding the time, like sitting there. I know you should enjoy it.
I know, but I honestly, I'm fed up of walking out of there a few days later, something chipping, or they're growing out, they look all crusty. Like, can we just normalise, bring back just the natural now?
Natural now, yeah. Well, a lot of people do go for like more of a natural pink now, but actually you may as well just have nothing.
No, but I've done that for like years now.
I actually had a French done, but that was for my birthday.
All I've had is natural pink for like the last 4 years, but I'm just done. What I'm saying is I'm done with going in there and having to keep up with it every couple of weeks.
Just have it all off.
Who agrees?
I was going to say, one thing that I've always taken from mum, and I think it's not really like I suppose it is a beauty tip in a way, is just to drink loads of water.
Yeah.
Like when you say, like when a lot of people ask mum, oh, how's your skin so amazing? Mum has always drunk so much water, and I think I do the same. Like all day when I'm at home or if I'm out and about, I'll have that big ridiculous bottle with me, and I think that like keeping your skin hydrated by drinking water is such a good tip.
Right, okay, so that's all we have time for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. What are you going to do now?
I've actually started filming today.
Oh, good luck. New series.
Family Diaries, new series, yeah. So we filmed this morning.
Yeah.
Like just all the school run, morning routine, done a bit of filming just before I come on here, and we're actually filming after school. We're going to some kind of soft play.
Okay.
And it's one of them that has that thing where you have to hang on, it drags you up.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, you hold on to it and it pulls you up and you go down the slide.
Yeah, so that's what I'll be spending my Friday afternoon doing.
It's all for the content. You can do it. Do it for the show.
Yeah, so, yeah, we've got that. And then
nice
weekend, I've got kids' parties tomorrow. And then Sunday, I've got a shoot for Asda.
Nice. Oh, actually, Rosie's got a cheerleading competition tomorrow.
Oh, make sure you video it for us.
Yeah, I've got to it's quite serious. We have to be there at 7 a.m. She's got the full costume.
Well, can you remember the film Bring It On?
Yeah, yes, I do. I was thinking that. I need to watch it. Is she too young for it?
She's probably a little bit too young for it.
Oh, we loved it. Anyway, so I've got to slick her hair in a ponytail. You should see the bow. It's like this big, I'm not really one for big bows.
Oh, she's such a cheerleader, isn't she, Rose?
Honestly, it's hilarious. I can't wait to show. Anyway, she's got her first competition. Like the next one's in March in Birmingham. Like it's all over the country. So yeah.
Wowzers. I'd love to come and see one.
I'll let you all know how she gets on Saturday. Well, next week when we do the pod.
Make sure you film it.
I will do. I'll try my best.
Well, have a lovely weekend. I'll speak to you over the weekend anyway.
Mwah. Love you. Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening. Bye.